Okay, we're going to call this one Trapping the Lady. Sometimes a game just starts out innocently enough and a bunch of exchanges, and my opponent started to capitalize on the pin in front of my king and load up in that regard. So it might preclude castling or castling kingside because of development purposes. And then finally, I made a funny move with f7 to f6 to try to move out my opponent from this premature attack. And then I realized that I've got two pieces on my bishop, only one defending, so I had to skip over castling. But nevertheless, even without the advantage of castling, or with the theoretical disadvantage of not castling, the development was pretty good. And once I got to move the rook over to the center, then I got to tuck my king back in its in what would be its castle position. So all of a sudden I started eyeing trapping the queen. So my opponent, in an effort to avoid that, exchanges off the rooks, and every chance I can get, going after the queen. So this was my opponent's final move to attempt to avoid trapping his queen. And once I took back with the rook, all bases were covered. There was no back rank mates or checks. There's no safe squares for the queen. It's clearly trapped, and it's on this move that my opponent resigned. The computer shows the following sequence that could have occurred afterwards, but it wouldn't be much better. So it'd be there, takes the rook, takes back, rook moves over, bishop comes back, knight moves back, push the pawn, and it kind of ends here in the analysis. So white is obviously busted, and this game is over. So keep your eye on your lady, or she'll get taken.